Today we are bringing you your morning devotional. We are talking about Proverbs 23 this morning.
It was a little bit lengthier, so we can't go over every verse, but we picked a few verses that stuck out to us. We did use the Message. It was a little easier for us to understand, but we do encourage that you do go read Proverbs 23 for yourself, because there's a lot to take away from this passage.
So at the beginning, it just talks about not being selfish, especially if you are around those. It's specifically speaking about people that are rich. And so not desiring what they have, and being wary of their intentions, because they may not always be good for you. And so watch out for their intent, because they may not always have the heart for you, and they may just be wanting to flaunt what they have instead of really caring for you.
And we don't want to let our hearts turn towards those people either. It might be easy to, look up to them, because our society now, it's all about things, but we need to let God guide us and pure our hearts to be protected, so He can guide us to where He wants us and who He wants us to trust. Because I do think it's easy for us to get caught up in the material things.
So anyways, coming off of that, we need to watch out for others, but we need to be careful of our own actions and reactions, and not being selfish over what we have, because riches don't last forever. Material things really don't matter. So we really need to focus on who we are, and at the core of our person, make sure we're not being selfish or this poisonous person in the lives of others. Because these material things that speaking of, it can be whatever, you can fill in the blank with whatever: riches,
Cars,
cars,
money, houses, phones, electronics.
yeah, the list goes on, but just not taking for granted your things that are important, like family and things like that, and letting riches and money and things like that take over your goal and your intentions with others. So really just taking care of others and really having the heart for them.
Another point that we came across was learning to be wise. Those older than you and sometimes younger than you have a lot to learn. I know I've learned stuff from Morgan. She's younger than me. But listening and learning and just learning to be a better person was just one of the things that stood out.
And like she said, it's not always, when they say wiser, they mean older, because there's times you like you said, and I have learned from people that are younger than me. So you can be 1 to 101, you still have things to learn.
Mm-hmm.
So really just taking the chance to listen to others and what they have. And then at the very end, it's speaking about drinking a lot, and wine, and not getting drunk because it makes you sick. And so Summer had a really good point of how it kind of ties back.
Yeah, I think it kind of ties back because it talks about how wine, the way it tastes, the way it looks, the way it's labeled. I think it ties it back to the beginning of the passage of, somebody that has a lot of money, a lot of food, and they're willing to offer, but on the inside it's kind of like sour. Like after you're drunk, you get, it talks about having headaches and being sick. And I think it really does tie back to the beginning where it says that you don't know the person's intentions. It might look grand on the outside, but they could have that sour inside. To just be wary and learning from those around you and older younger, looking to God to protect us, that it all kind of just tied the passage all together. I think,
Yeah,
anything else?
I was gonna say, so like she mentioned before, just I think our prayer for ourselves and for others, and what I think really echoes back around the whole thing is letting the Lord guide us and protect our hearts, and purifying who we are at the root, and so we can shine the light on others, and we be good people, and to surround ourselves with good people, and
So we can be good people
exactly.
and, be able to show other people.
So anyways, there's so much to gather from this whole passage. There's so many topics, so we really encourage that you go read it yourselves and kind of gather what you get from it, because I'm sure everybody can take their own meaning to each thing. So
It took us a lot on meditating and reading this passage in different versions for us to kind of gather some thoughts for today in the devotion.
And like she mentioned, we read the Message, so if you're looking for an easier version because you don't really understand, go check that out, because it really kind of makes it make sense, I guess, or at least it did to us. So anyways, that is your devotional. We hope that you enjoyed it, and thank you for letting us share with you guys. Sorry we had a puppy snoring the whole time. Have a good day.
Bye, guys.